you learn on the job, and that is really, really true. You are constantly learning on co-op, and that's an opportunity and experience that you can't really get elsewhere.
The co-op experience and the classroom are two parts of one whole. Without the classroom, you wouldn't know what you're doing on co-op, but without co-op, you wouldn't be able to reinforce what you're learning.
Take every opportunity you can to expand your world.
When people come from Northeastern, they're so much more prepared than, I would argue, every other school in the country. Being able to get the true world experience when they're in an interview setting or in a business setting, I don't think there's any replacement.
It was the last week or two of my co-op at Amazon Robotics when I found out that I got to get an offer to return. I would say that having the network that Northeastern had through the co-op program was a huge, huge advantage. It felt kind of like I'd found a shortcut to job experience while still being a college student.
I have done one co-op at Electric Lady Studios, which is a recording studio in New York City that was founded by Jimi Hendrix in 1970. Ever since I learned that he had founded a studio that was so close to my house when I was a kid, I had wanted to work there. Northeastern afforded me that opportunity and made sure that I had the proper interviewing skills to make sure to land the position. I am a really big Jimi Hendrix fan, yeah.
My co-op experiences, for me, not only taught me what I wanted to do with my life, it's also where I built my entire network, which allowed me to then start Slate. It also gave me some of my best friends for life. Scout helped us design our initial can. IDEA helped us fund our initial Kickstarter campaign. We were able to use all these resources in combination with what we were able to take from co-op. Here we are 4 years later. Slate is a nationally distributed brand, and so I've been very lucky. We just hired our 50th employee. We're currently distributed in about 15,000 grocery stores across the country as well as online. And as of summer of last year, we just signed on to be an official sponsor of UFC.
I started as a pure mechanical engineering major at Northeastern, but then as I went through my co-ops and learned a little bit more and found that I was looking for a more fundamental understanding of the whys of the world, I switched to a combined major in mechanical engineering and physics. At my third co-op at the Plasma Science and Fusion Center at MIT, it was really just I was let loose and able to focus on exploring my curiosities and my ideas on a really, really tricky challenge. So no one's been able to crack fusion, and that's what drew me to it. I was working on a variety of projects that are actually being installed in real research facilities. The last fusion research talking back in the United States has parts that I worked on now, which is an absurd sentence to say.
My duties in Antarctica were many and varied because there's not many people down there, but a lot to do. I was sent down to set up this series of remote camera system that was meant to kind of observe the passage of sea ice as well as penguin movement along the sea ice. With this weird combination of electrical engineering and marine biology, you can go a couple different directions. You could go into industry or you could go into research, and that's kind of a big decision. So ultimately, what that kind of helped me decide was that I'm gonna pursue my PhD, so that's where I'm headed next. Antarctica was great.
I'm happy to be the first co-op at Convergent Energy and Power. It's a $1 billion cap company. For me, the co-op at Convergent actually is now deepening my desire to be able to lead teams within a big corporation. It's always been one dream, to be Africa's top chief technology officer, and every single day draws me close to that dream.
I did all three of my co-ops in different disciplines. So I did one in electrical engineering, I did one in graphic design, and then I did one in marketing. And getting to have all those different experiences really gave me a perspective on what my career could look like beyond just what they teach you in class. The co-op program really is very impactful for getting students a good job after graduating. Because I think the co-op program is really undervalued for what students are looking for initially, but when you graduate, it really should be overvalued.
My experience coming to Northeastern was a little bit different and non-traditional. I was at a different school my first year. I felt like it was very focused on getting through the 4 years, and there was not much talk about career opportunities in the future. I think what sets Northeastern apart in general, especially with the co-op program, is the focus on developing their students to go into the workforce and be able to understand what happens after graduation. I've found at least that whatever I learn on co-op has helped better me in my classes, and whatever I'm learning in my classes I'm able to take and bring into my co-op and have a foundation of understanding that I can then build off of in the job.
I completed 2 co-ops over the course of my 4 years of undergrad. My second co-op was at NASA JPL, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, where I was working on the Mars Sample Return mission. This is NASA's next Mars mission, and it is attempting to bring back the first samples from Mars to Earth. One way that the co-op experience prepared me for graduate school was learning how to dive deep into a problem. I think this is a universal thing that is both relevant for a job in industry or in research. Working on the next Mars mission was something I could have only dreamed of just 10 years earlier.